Welcome to Georgia.
Look at this girl.
They're glad Georgia's on our mind. What is she?
She's put her head.
Oh.
Wow, we're out of Florida.
Goodbye, Florida. Hello, rest of the USA.
It's been months.
It's been a minute.
It's been months.
Got everything organized. Well, still tweaking and rearranging things, but for the most part, got stuff where it's gonna go. And we're just cruising.
So far, so good. Probably gonna wind up in a Cracker Barrel tonight.
Yeah, and we've got severe thunderstorm watch right now up ahead. So I think we got another hour of driving or so and gonna hunker down for the night. We got to the Cracker Barrel just in the nick of time. Like we took her for a walk, probably just over to the Hobby Lobby, and then the lightning started, so we booked it back. And then it just started dumping as soon as we got inside.
2 days ago, making it loud. 2 days ago, I put this ceramic wax on the truck and the camper, the windows. So it's nice.
Yeah. Yahoo!
Wow.
Welcome to Georgia.
Georgia. Georgia.
Hi, baby.
She don't like thunder.
Did you eat your dinners? Yeah. Yeah, good girl. Made it out of that Cracker Barrel, and we got in quite a few miles actually in the last couple days. We are right now at Chattahoochee Bend State Park. I think that's kind of south of Atlanta.
A little southwest of Atlanta, yeah.
Yeah, but we did stop at our friend's place near Augusta, Georgia. Spent the night with our friends Mike and Becky and their family, and had a wonderful time, a wonderful meal.
We've been chatting for a couple years through YouTube.
I think 4 or 5.
Has it been that long? They've been members of our Patreon page for years.
Yeah.
And obviously they've taken advantage of those benefits. If you take a look at the spoons, you have some pictures.
Oh yeah, check out how many spoons, Dave spoons they have.
I think he has about 30 spoons.
And they actually get used.
It was awesome to see him because it was like, I've been carving spoons for about 3 years, and he's been buying spoons for several years. So I got to see this progression of my growth as a spoon carver through the years. So it's kind of a little mini Carey carving museum, but it was pretty cool, and just an awesome couple. Had a great time.
Great time, and that we always talk about the benefit of traveling, but also having this channel, being able to connect with people, that we wouldn't normally have connected with if we were just traveling without.
Yeah.
Having a channel or having these other means of communication. So it's a wonderful thing.
It is.
One thing we do want to talk about today is our Starlink satellite. Now, for those of you that don't know or don't follow or just happen across this video, we recently purchased the flat, permanently mounted in-motion Starlink satellite that has been mounted on our roof of our truck camper. We did test it out quite a bit in Florida, well, quite a bit, 3 or 4 times before we left there, but in the last few days we've tested it out 3 or 4 times. We kind of just wanted to touch base on that, let you know how that's been performing for us.
Was it worth it or not? For those that don't follow us, we've been full-time in 2 different camper vans for over 6 years, and we recently sold our last van, bought a pickup, and the new Camp Cirrus 820 pickup camper. Really enjoying it so far. Been in about 3 months. It doesn't have any lithium batteries. It's almost no battery in it.
Yeah.
So to use our Starlink, we have to be plugged in. We are working on a plan to get some lithium installed and a bigger inverter, so then we can use it anywhere. But for now, we have to be plugged in.
Yeah, and even though this is the in-motion one, We can't use it in motion right now because of that battery situation, but it does reach up front in the cab. We have tested that aspect of it, but for now we've only been testing it in campgrounds.
It's been hard to drive and stay plugged in and test that.
Yeah, you can't drive and stay plugged in. Now, every time we tried it in Florida, I think we tried it 4 times in Florida. Again, we were at campgrounds, or we were at our friend's driveway. Twice we were in driveways, once in Fort Myers and once in Key Largo. And every time it worked, and it worked so well. In fact, we were inside the 3-story home in Fort Myers, and it worked inside their house from the camper in the driveway. Yeah. So it's got a pretty strong signal. So
once we got into Georgia, we'd made reservations at a campground, pulled into our spot, 0 cell service, and Irene kind of wanted to get something done on the computer. So we thought, let's try the Starlink. We plugged in, looked up, and we were pretty much surrounded by trees. There was like very doubtful that it would work for us, but we thought we'd give it a shot anyway. So we plugged in, turned the Starlink on, I connected to the antenna, but nothing. There's no service whatsoever. This is a nighttime view through our skylight, which we're loving that skylight, by the way, but you could see trees overhead. Now, what I didn't know is the signal, I thought maybe if there was a direct line above the satellite of an open space, we could get out, but the signal, it needs a V shape of open space. So if there's trees or any kind of obstruction in a V pattern coming up from the satellite, you cannot get a connection. So that's what happened here. Too many trees. Right. And there was, you know, at first I thought, well, if we could have bought the RV one that you can have a long cord and put the portable antenna someplace else, but there wasn't an opening within, yeah, it would have been hard to get a feet of us. So that wouldn't have worked for us either. So that's just one of those things that's going to happen. So then we'd made reservations at this campground, Chattahoochee Bend, and pulled into the camp spot. There was quite a few trees above us, but it was a little more open. Again, no cell service. Plugged in, turned the Starlink on, and great service. Fired right up. Yeah, real fast, great service. And I was surprised because there were some trees. Yeah, so then this morning we moved from there over here. Now I will mention, when we had it fired up over there, we went for a walk around the campground, and we were across the campground and we were talking about the weather, and Dave just pulled his phone out, was checking weather. And he was still connected to our signal at the camper. We were really far away. We were probably, I mean, maybe a couple hundred feet from the camper. It was kind of strange. Oh, that's great. So we were only going to spend one night, but we just felt like we'd stay because there's an amazing amount of trails here. I mean, a lot of hiking trails. There's some dedicated mountain biking trails. So we thought, let's stay another night. So I got online, there were several spots available. So I actually walked around and looked at the ones that were available, and we picked this spot. And there's no trees above us at all. Great high-speed Wi-Fi, and yeah, we did do a speed test. Yeah, on the Starlink app you can check the speed, and inside I think it's megabits per second is what that stands for, Mbps. Not very techy. We're not. But it was super fast, mid-80s inside the camper, and standing outside the camper here it was mid-60s. Yeah. So I might take a walk later just to see how far away I get, and you know, with what type of speed we get. But we just wanted to update you on how this is working for us. Now, another thing to mention, I know there's going to be spots we can't use it, but once we get our battery system upgraded, which is another thing we're working on, we don't really intend to, if we're camped under trees, it's not going to bother us to not be able to stream all night long. We mostly want it just to be able to turn it on and maybe drive to a clear area, send some messages, call the boys, call the parents, just check in with everyone, and then go back to camp. So at least it'll be, you know, something in the back pocket where we can still communicate with people but still be off, you know, out in the wilderness. So for us, the choice between the portable one and the antenna, it was clear for us by the way we travel, the way we camp. You kind of have to evaluate how you know, do your thing. For us, we don't want to have to pack and store. We don't have much storage room, so we don't want to pack and store that. And then we spend a lot of times, you know, boondocking, or sometimes in urban areas hanging out, and I don't have to put this thing out on the sidewalk, or maybe we're just stopping into a town. Sometimes we'll hang out in small towns for all day, have lunch, walk around. You just be plugged in you know, anywhere
Yeah.
you want, not have to have this thing out there. But if you're going to go park out in the desert or someplace in the national forest, you know, that might be the better choice. But we're super happy with this early.
Yeah, and once we get the battery system going on board here, we will keep you updated on how it's working, if we use it in motion at all, or, you know,
Yeah, we'll
thoughts
just
on that.
every so often we'll do a quick update just to show you how it's working for us, and good and bad. But
So far, we've been pleased.
so far, I'm super happy that we have it. It's been nice. Irene's been doing lots of work on the computer here. We've been here 2 days with no service, no Wi-Fi, no nothing. So it's been nice.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to some more off-grid places when we get the batteries, so we can
definitely.
really go into those remote areas and hang out for a while and not have to worry about.
Checking in.
Yeah.
All right, next time you see us, we are going to be, I think, at Davis Lake Campground in Mississippi with our friends Bill and Carol that we met on the Katy Trail bike trip. We're going to be doing some fishing.
Yeah, make sure you check out these videos. Well, hopefully we can talk them into being on camera a bit, maybe interview them, because they have an amazing story and they're a very inspirational couple. So.
And their story's not over. They got
Stories-
a lot of chapters ahead too.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. We'll see you down the road.
Carry on.
Carry on.
Thanks for watching.
And a very special thank you to our patrons for supporting our channel. Join us over on Patreon for extra videos and more content. Check out our website or Amazon for our pistol book. Carry on.
Carry on.